this is Matt for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Star. Delighted to be joined by now British Champion Dalton Smith. Dalton, first off, I'll ask everyone, first week of Jan, how was your Christmas, New Year? You have a good break?
Yeah, break was good. Just end a great year, with the family and friends and stuff. But yeah, reality is we're back in the gym, and we're all looking forward to a big year.
Was it difficult coming back off a break and getting yourself back in the gym? Do you find that hard, or is it like just seamless once you're back in first day? It's like riding a bike again, you're back in.
I think you always know what you're expecting, so you just try and you just put it to the back of your mind, because you're gonna have to get back in before you know it. So, but yeah, it's not easy, but I think anything we do is not easy. So it's part of the parcel.
You had a great year. You became British champion. I know that was a huge goal of yours, and speaking to Grant, you could see how much it meant to him. How special was that moment for you, winning the British title, and obviously from Sheffield? It means a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a very special moment, and it's something I've always wanted to achieve, and to be able to do it. We're slowly ticking these achievements off, and I've always said, I've got 2 more fights and I want that British for keep. So yeah. That's going to be the plan.
Yeah, we mentioned that. It's it's a bit of a shame, isn't it, when you win the belt but you can't actually keep it until then fights. That's the plan though for you this year? A couple more fights, keep the belt, and then move on from there and just keep going up.
Yeah, it's nice to keep the British and the history behind it, and and everything about boxing with the British belt, it's to have that in the family. It'll be there forever, and pass on to generations and whatnot. So, that's the plan.
Now, you had an important decision to make sort of back into the year. You've just announced that you've re-signed with Hearn, Matchroom. How difficult was it? Because as soon as people had a sniff that you were out of contract or that needed renewing, you were on Sky. You obviously had Ben knocking at the door.
Yeah.
What swayed you? What was it? Why Hearn? Why Matchroom?
To be honest, I just sat back with it all, and obviously I was fighting around the time.
Yeah.
My contract was up, so I used to have one job to do, and that was to focus on the fight. And then, I've got the best management team behind. I've got the best dad, the best coach.
Yeah.
And literally, I just sat there and said, I'm just going to chill for Christmas. I said, you go and do what you need to do. You come back with what news we get and stuff, and then we just finally sat down. But to be honest, it wasn't where we was like stressing or anything like that. We just sat down as a team, and Eddie was the right choice for us.
How important is it, and how much of a weight is it off your shoulders, the fact you've got like a management team and people that will take care of you, rather than it just all getting thrown to you and gone, look Dalton, this and this, that they have to go through them other channels? Because your job, like you said, is stressful enough to do the fighting and get yourself in shape. How much of a relief is that you can sort of wander around and go, well, let them all fight over it, kind of thing?
Yeah, honestly, like every fighter says it, and they say I've got the best team. I've got this. Honestly, like the people I've got around me, I'm so blessed and so lucky to have them behind me, guiding me, and doing the the shit in boxing what we don't want to do. The only thing we want to do is get in a ring and focus on getting fit and winning. So honestly, like the team I've got and the people supporting me, I truly am blessed, and I've got full trust, and I could just pile all the shit onto them and they deal with it. So it's my life's easier.
Plan for you this year, you wanted to make Sheffield, I don't want to say make Sheffield your home, but you want to make that arena your base. We've seen it over the years, Naz had it, Kelbrook had it. Is that what you want to do? That arena now needs to be yours, you headline there, you're the man, top of the bill every time.
Yeah, and that's the way it will be going this year, and maybe if we can get a couple of headlines in Sheffield this year, keep building that up. And I think the last time we did it, 5,000 tickets, and I think I really showed what I could bring early on in my career, especially for a British title, at the Sheffield Arena. So if we can get a couple more headlines, keep building them up, and we'll be selling it out before we know it. And like I said, once we crack that, there's no reason to move. We'll keep it in my hometown.
Now, I see everyone who talks about you, Frank Smith, I think, put you down as prospect of the year in his comments. When you see Eddie Hearn saying Dalton Smith is a huge star and you're getting all these sort of things thrown at you, is it do you ever sort of for like 5 seconds get lost and go, oh, that's, you know, sort of get lost in what they're saying, or do you just sort of be like brush it off and like put it to the back of your mind because they're giving you all these compliments and all these things like, oh, he's this good, he's that good, he's going to be a superstar. How hard is it to sort of stay away from that and really just get your nut down?
I mean, you know, it's always good to get all the compliments and stuff, and you know, no matter who you are, it makes you feel good. So, you know, you can see why it can be easy to get complacent, and you know, people think they're better than they are before you know they've achieved anything. So, you know, you can see why it happens. But like I said, the team I've got behind me, and you know, I believe, you know, I'm a pretty humble guy, and I keep my feet on the ground. So, I think I'll be satisfied when you know my career's done and I've achieved everything you know I've set out to achieve, and you know that's when I can sit back and you know maybe let my ego you know rise up a little bit for a few seconds. But you know, until I've done my career, you know, I'm not finished. So you know, I can't be satisfied with anything because you know, literally one punch, one slip up, you know, you're down a few pegs and you've got to build yourself back up. So it's about you know being consistent and just doing everything right.
Now, obviously, trainer dad Grant Smith, he, in my opinion, I think in many people's opinion, he doesn't really get the credit he deserves, and I don't know whether that's because maybe like I know he's not keen on doing interviews and things like that, and you know that's no bother. That's his thing. That's what he does. But do you think now's the time that he needs to start getting maybe a bit of recognition? Because they were banding about trainer of the year, this person, that person. And I thought so a lot of the times his name weren't even in the mix. I thought for what he's done for Sonny, for what he's done for you. When you look at this gym now, he's took on Florian, he's trying to mould him, he's got likes of Junaid, Nico Lavers, you know, we're still working with Thomas Asomba. Now's the time, surely. Does, you know, give the man his sort of dues now while he's doing the good job.
Yeah, and you know that's the world we live in. That's the way it works. And you know, if someone's got a bigger profile from you because they like to sit in front of a camera a bit longer, you know, that's the world we live in now. And you know, that's how it is, and that's how you've got to accept it. But you know, my dad's not one. He don't want to sit and do interviews and stuff because that's just not him. And you know, people say, "Oh, he needs to start doing this." But if that's not him, that's not him. At the end of the day, he's a boxing coach. Yeah. And you know, I've been around a lot of coaches. You know, traveling the world with Great Britain and stuff. And you know, my he's one of the best coaches in the world, and not just boxing. You know, the way he sees it. You know, boxing in a ring, but outside of the ring, and you know what he gives to his fighters, and you know, there's too many. There's a lot of trainers out there these days. It's more about them than the fighters, and that's where it's gone wrong. And you know, you get the coaches like my dad where they like to sit under the the smaller profile, and they're not bothered about the limelight. The only thing my dad wants is for me and the lads in the gym to succeed, and that's all he wants out of it. You know. Whether he's going to get a pat on the back or a badge, you know, that's nice because you know me, especially me as a son, he gets the recognition for that. You know, he should get the recognition for that and stuff. But you know, it's the world we live in. There's no point in getting upset about it. You know, as long as he's succeeding and getting results in the gym, that's all we want.
Yeah, and you can never take away the moments that obviously you had when you won the title, because that was a moment between you and him. How sort of special was that moment to sort of as well sort of give him the belt and say, look, we've done it, Dad. All these years of training, hard work, and you know, effort and grind. It must have been so satisfying for you both. Yeah,
you know, it was great, and it's, you know, me and my dad started off on the journey together, and you know, you can, like you say, you can get lost a little bit because you don't realise what you're actually achieving and stuff, because it's like you're constantly on like a conveyor belt. You know, you each day is coming in. You know, you've got something new to achieve. You know, you're back in the gym, so. You know, it's great, you know, we're achieving good things, but we're not satisfied because we want bigger and better things. And like I said, that'll be the same. You know, me and my dad get the uplift, feel-good factor from winning. And, you know, and if that's all my dad needs, you know, when he gets to the end of his career and every fighter he's trained, you know, he's allowed them to achieve, you know, the full potential they've got. Yeah. That's, you know, my dad will be happy with that.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously like you and Sonny are sort of there and thereabouts. You're obviously British, he's gone to world, but you sort of passing that mentality around the gym. We mentioned the likes of Junaid over there who started his career really well, but you mentioned the advice that he gives them not just in the ring and outside the ring. How important is that you've got a coach and trainer that doesn't just, you know, show up, clock in, clock out, but when you've left the ring, it's like, look, are you doing this, are you doing that, and checking in? How important is that?
That's in my eyes, that's a coach's role. You know, he has to look and he has to assess his fighters from all different angles. He can't just come in the gym and be like, oh, we'll look good, you know, get a few videos, put it on Instagram or social media and stuff. It's, you know, it's a lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle where, you know, the coach has got to give 100% and so has the fighter, and that's what we've got in the gym, and that's why we get success, because there's no egos, we're all the same, and we all want each other to achieve, you know, the most we can.
Now, I know you can't necessarily say when you're back out because we've not had a fight officially announced, but are we looking at next month?
Yeah, you know, I think we're looking towards end of February. You know, maybe have some news in the next couple of days, maybe some, you know, fight news announced, but yeah, hopefully, touch wood, a couple of days we should have some news.
Well, look, Dalton, I appreciate you giving us some of your time, letting us obviously staying a bit longer in the gym for us. Good luck. Obviously, next month you'll be back out, and we'll catch up in and around fight week. Appreciate your time.
Top man, no problem. Thank you.